Hi guys, welcome to the second week of my pre-recorded videos that I'm doing and putting on YouTube. This is the week of February 24th, 2025, and my name is Jen Cushman. I am an empathic intuitive, an energy worker, master practitioner of neurolinguistic programming, and a hypnotherapist. I am also a creativity and purpose coach for creatives, healers, and feelers. So, what I want to talk to you today about, today's Love and Learn topic, is something that I brought up in last week's Magic Mondays, just talking to my people that come on at 11 a.m. And I asked them, what kind of topics would you be interested for the Love and Learn? Because I'm going on my 5th year of doing these. And one of the things you guys mentioned is you want to learn more about past life regressions. And so that's what I want to talk to you today about. Okay. We're going to talk a little bit about past life regressions, what they are, how they happen, how they get facilitated, and how you could go about getting one if you're interested in it. Okay. And learning a little bit more information. So I will give you some resources at the end of this talk. So stay tuned if you want the resources. Okay. Now, before I get started, please like and subscribe to my channel. I am trying to get more followers here, and I really need that thumbs up, that like, and that subscribe. Plus, it will go give you notifications when my Magic Mondays videos are uploaded, so that way you won't miss one. Okay? Thank you. Great. So, past life regressions. Such a fascinating subject. Many books have written about it, many programs, many meditations. Brian Weiss is really the guy who wrote a book called Past Lives, Many Masters years ago, and he's a scientist and a therapist. And what he did is he was working with a client, and as he had her under hypnosis, she just instantly went back into a past life. And it was incredibly detailed. There were names. She knew her name. She knew her children. She knew the location. And he was able to go back into the records and verify all this information. It got him started, and he started a whole entire career and a past on that. And he is really a great one to check out if you want to learn information. So, one of the things that happened to me is I started having spontaneous past life regressions. And I have to be honest with you, as a lifelong intuitive, someone who had clairs, clair knowing, claircognizance, all of the clairs, even as a very young child, and I didn't know what they were just normal for me. When I had my first spontaneous past life regression, it was an odd experience. Now, when I tell you that I have odd experiences, it means that there's something more going on because I've had plenty of odd experiences in my life. So I will never forget it. I was at the movies, I was with my husband, and we were watching the Da Vinci Code on the screen. And at the moment where they found the victim of the Da Vinci Code, and he was laid out in the Vitruvian Man pose in the movies in the Da Vinci Code, I was watching the screen, and at the exact same moment, I had a movie screen come up in my third eye that overlaid on top of the Da Vinci Code movie. And I had about a 30-second spontaneous past life regression where I saw myself living in France at that time of the century, and I was a Freemason. So it was fascinating. And what was particularly fascinating about it was I had my eyes open watching the movie with this other video screen in my third eye that was doing a movie that was overlaid on top of it. And I'll never forget the experience. It's hard to put into words. I don't even really know how to explain it. But I can tell you it was the first time that I had an instantaneous past life regression. It also got me curious. And like most studies in my life, the way that I have really studied and learned metaphysics for nearly 30 years now is because of my curiosity. And that innate curiosity that we have, particularly the creatives, the artists, that innate curiosity leads us to ask questions. And we will ask questions like, how does this work? Why does this happen? What does this mean? And so that led me to start learning more about what happened to me and what was this experience. And that is how I learned about Brian Weiss, and I read his book, Past Lives, Many Masters. That's where I learned a lot of information, and I started my metaphysical studies. I also, at that time, I started practicing. I was really curious about it, and I wanted to take my friends and family on these guided journeys. They're guided meditations, and I was just practicing what I had seen from Brian Weiss, what I had learned, and just started taking family and friends on these lovely little guided journeys. Well, I had an experience where it just wasn't a great experience. And one of the things that happens is a father of a friend of mine, I took him on this guided journey. And instead of going into a past life, he actually went into a doorway in the future. And what I didn't realize is that he had been holding back from his family and friends how close he was to transitioning. And when he was under the hypnosis that I was doing, he was already starting to move to the doorway towards transition. And truthfully, it freaked me out. So one of the things I realized at that point was I'm going to halt this, I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to get some real training. And so that's one of the things that happened is I really learned how to do it. I got certification in it. I went to school. I knew how to safely do hypnosis. I knew how to put people under. And so it's very important that when you are working with the unconscious mind, because that's where our past life memories are stored, that you are working with someone who has training, knows what they're doing, knows how to handle it if you accidentally go into trauma, or don't accidentally. Your unconscious mind doesn't do anything accidentally. If your unconscious mind brings up trauma, it's brought up because it wants to be healed. It wants to be handled, and it wants to be healed. So it's very important that you have a guide and you have somebody with training to help you do this process. Now, you can go onto YouTube, you can listen to meditations, you can go into hypnotherapists that will take you on a free guided journey, and you can get an experience of it. I promise you, you will not have the depth of the experience by listening to a guided meditation on YouTube or on another channel. That you will is if you are working with a practitioner who is trained on that. Okay, so that's just a heads up for you. You can have the experience, you just won't have the depth of the experience. Okay, now, why would you want to do a past life regression? Why would that even be of interest to anybody? And I really wouldn't have done it if I hadn't had the spontaneous part of it. And that was what made me start learning it. It was just part of my spontaneous gifts that were coming in because everything was really coming in at that time. So one of the things I have really learned in my hypnosis training is that our unconscious mind is our supercomputer. It has memories of all of our lifetimes. It has memories of this lifetime, our past. It organizes our memories on a timeline, and this timeline will go back into your past lives. Now, whether you believe in past lives or don't is a belief system. Some people don't believe in them. Some people believe in reincarnation. That is for you to figure out whether you believe in it or you don't. So if you believe in it, take this Love and Learn today. Take what resonates with you and let go of the rest of it, just like every Love and Learn I do. Okay? So the reason why you would want to gently be guided into a past life is A, out of curiosity, right? And more importantly, what happens is we have karmic lessons, or we have things that we did not learn in that life that we carry in to our present life with us. You know, we may have an unexplained quirk. We may have an unexplained fear. There may be a birthmark that we have. There may be something that is an indication in this life that just doesn't make sense. You may have a phobia that you have tried everything to release, and no matter what you do, it just won't go away. Most likely, that phobia came from the time of death in a past life, and it is brought into this life, and it comes for the purpose of needing to be healed or needing to break the karmic pattern in this life. So that's why having a past life regression could be really helpful. And I find that when I work with my clients on the past life regression, they are under trance. And when you are under trance, you are still aware of your body. You are aware of what's happening. You're aware of what's going on. And you are just in a very deep theta, delta or theta brainwave pattern. It's just very relaxed. It's that brainwave pattern that you have right before you fall asleep. Your parasympathetic nervous system has come online, which is your peace, parasympathetic for peace, the rest and digest. And you are just in a very relaxed state. So when you are in a trance, a hypnotic trance, again, you are aware of everything. There is nothing a hypnotherapist could say or do to you that you on some level do not agree to. Our unconscious mind is a very moral being. It will not allow us to do anything that is outside of our values under hypnosis. Okay. So that old thing about, watching the TV shows where the people go on stage and the hypnotist puts them under and they start quacking like a duck or doing silly things on stage. It's because at some level, on the unconscious level, they agree to it. They want to be on stage. They want to do those things. They want to participate. And the hypnotherapist just knows that they are highly suggestible. And here's a very interesting fact about hypnosis. Highly suggestible hypnosis actually happens in very intelligent people. I know people that say, I could never be under hypnosis because that is only for stupid people. That is so not true. They have done studies on it and they found out that highly intelligent people are suggestive to hypnosis. And also, the other people who are very good about going under hypnosis are people who meditate. Because when you meditate, you already know how to quiet down that monkey mind, that constant mind chatter. And when you are quiet, that is when your unconscious mind comes to work online the best, and it's able to bring those memories and those creativity and all of those metaphors up. Okay, so that's a little bit about hypnosis. The other thing about the journey is that the hypnotherapist, if I were to do a hypnotherapy and a past life regression on you, basically you would get very comfortable. I can do it in person. I can do it over Zoom. Okay. You would just get very comfortable. We would have some very lovely, soothing music playing in the background. And then I would do what is called an induction. And that is just taking you and starting to get you very, very, very deeply relaxed. And my voice is very calm, slow, soothing. And you will start going into a hypnotic trance. And then once I can see and know that you are in that trance, then I will start taking you on that metaphorical journey that will help your unconscious mind land on that past life that is important for you to bring back to the present so you can learn it, understand it, heal it, and begin to, again, either get rid of the karmic pattern or get the learning. Once our unconscious mind can get the learning, then we can simply let it go, and healing can happen like that in an instant. So that is why past life regressions are an awesome healing modality. Okay. What else can I tell you about them? Oh, there's nothing frightening about it. There is nothing scary. There's nothing to be concerned of. There's no negative emotions that will come up it. And even when you are led to the time of death, so you can see how you died in that past life, which sounds incredibly frightening, you are double disassociated. It means that you are not in that body. You are not in the scene. It is just like what I saw when I had the spontaneous past life regression, that I saw me, but I saw me on a movie screen. So I was disassociated with it, which means I wasn't in it. I wasn't feeling the feels of it. I was disassociated. So when you see the time of death, when you see what happened, it goes very quickly, and it's very much like watching a movie. Now, the hypnotherapist will be able to either take you in association, which means that you will be in the scene, or disassociated, which means you will be outside of the scene. And if there's any trauma there, then you're double disassociated. So this is why you also need to work with a trained, certified hypnotherapist, because that person as a guide knows how to work with your unconscious mind to keep you safe and calm at all times. Okay? I think that's about enough for today. This is a topic that I'm passionate about. I can talk about it forever and I could keep going. If you have any interest in it, please just go on to soulstarmagic.com, click that contact me button. You can email me, you can call me, you can set up an appointment with me. And I'm in the process right now of redoing my website. I will be updating my services. It's not on there yet. And you can always email me or leave a text on the business phone and ask me questions. If it's interesting to you, if it's something that resonates with you, if you get a little pop or a tingle or a curiosity, it means that this might be something that your unconscious mind is wanting to heal right now and your conscious mind is curious about. Okay? So give me a holler. I hope you enjoyed today's pre-recorded video, and I will see you again next week. Bye, everyone.